Hey there guys, it's Tucker, and I'm back with another Funko Pop review video, and today I'll be reviewing two pop figures from the Minions and Monsters movie, or at least they're based on two characters from the new Minions, the third Minions movie, Minions and Monsters. I have James and Goomy. So yeah, without further ado, I think I'll get things started by showing off James here. So be right back. All right, so here we have James, who, if you haven't seen the movie, he's like the main minion, the leading minion in the movie. All right, so basically, you got his 3 strands of curly hair on top of his head. He's got one eyeball. He's got a smile. He seems to be smiling, and he's doing like this pose with his hands, like I don't know, like he's looking at a picture or something. He's trying to figure out what angle looks best. I think I'm not really sure what he's doing. I mean, my sister thinks he's doing like the peace sign, but I don't think he is because these are his thumbs. I'm not sure what this pose is called, so if anyone can tell me, I appreciate that. He's wearing black gloves with paint splotches, and his overalls seem to have some paint splotches as well. Blue, purple, and orange. Because in the movie, he liked to sketch and paint and tell stories, which inspired him, which he was able to find his calling it when he discovered movies. He's like the only minion who's not interested in like following an evil mastermind. He just wants to make movies. And he's got some black shoes. I mean, yeah, even though, he has different goals than all of the other minions that I kind of don't agree with. I mean, I did like James. He was probably my favorite minion and my favorite character in the movie. I kind of related with him, especially since I'm a creative person. It kind of sucks, though, that he's the only minion that we have among these new Minions and Monsters pop figures. It's just James and Goomy. I mean, there are 3 other notable minions in the movies. They could have done Henry or Dick, but we just ended up getting James. But I mean, if they could only do one minion, I mean, I'm glad they picked James. I think he would. I mean, it only makes sense since he was like the central focus in the movie. But yeah, there is James, James the minion James. All right, moving on. All right, and here we have Goomy, who is a little green monster that James and his friends end up summoning, and he helps them find monsters for the movie that they're making. So yeah, he's got the stylized black dot Funko eyes. He's got this large green head. He appears to be smiling. He's got like this little tentacle nose thing on his face. Kind of reminds me of Dr. Zoidberg from Futurama. Appears to be waving with his right hand. He's got 4 fingers on each hand, counting the thumbs. He's got like this white dress, toga robe thing going on. I'm not really sure what it is. His little feet are poking out. There's the bottom. And he does have, unlike James, he has 360 head articulation since, well, I mean, it makes sense since his head is more defined and his head isn't like his body, kind of like the minions. But the thing about, I mean, if I had to complain, I mean, the head sits a little loosely on my Goomy here, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely like James better, just because But I mean, I'm glad we got a minion and a monster. Spoiler alert: Goomy is the film's main antagonist, and I kind of think he falls a little flat as both a villain and a character since he only shows up in the 3rd act. And he is voiced by, in the movie, Goomy is voiced by Trey Parker, who is well known for being the creator of one of the co-creators of South Park, and he also voices some of the characters like Stan, Randy, Cartman, etc. But it's kind of unfortunate if you think about it, because so far this is our only pop figure of a villain from a Minions or Despicable Me movie. Like, no Vector, no Balthazar Brat, no El Macho, no Scarlet Overkill. We just have this guy. to represent the villains in Funko figure form. But still, I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. I'm glad to be able to have both. Hold on a second. I'm glad to be able to have both James and Goomi. I guess, and these are the only two figures that they released for Minions and Monsters, so I guess this is the complete set. It would have been cool if they made more. But I'm going to compare them to some other figures, so be right back. Alright, so here's what they both look like with Dave and Carl from Despicable Me 2. I think the newer figures appear to be more taller than these ones, which, I mean, I would say it isn't inaccurate because, well, I mean, Goomi was smaller than James, and, well, both Dave and Carl are medium height, and James, he was basically like he had like the same body type as Bob. He was basically Bob with one eye. So I mean, he should definitely be shorter. But he definitely looks, I don't know, kind of looks like Otto's body type with I mean, I bet it's Funko. I guess it doesn't have to be accurate. I mean, it's supposed to be stylized, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. But there's definitely, I mean, you know, they do look similar though, sort of. I mean, the only thing that's missing is like the G emblem, because I mean, obviously he doesn't have it because this takes place before the first Despicable Me. It actually takes place before the first two Minions movies because it's set in the 1920s. And also his mouth is black, where theirs is kind of like painted on with orange paint. But yeah, all right. Okay, and here's what they look like with young Gru standing in between them. And I'd say that young Gru is probably slightly taller than both of them. I think he fits in well with James here. I mean, obviously he does because Gru and the Minions, and also because the Minions were wearing, you know, plain overalls without the Gru symbol in Rise of Gru. I think he looks great with James. I mean, kind of feels a little out of place with Goomi. I mean, Gru wasn't in Minions and I mean, he was in like the credits, but he wasn't in the movie itself. I mean, it was set in the 1920s, so I don't even think Gru was even existed by then. Okay. And here is what they look like with most of the pop figures from Despicable Me 4, which was the film that released previously before Minions and Monsters, and the latest installment in the Despicable Me franchise, not counting the Minions franchise because they're two separate franchises, technically. I believe both Dave and Gus are taller than both of these. I mean, Gus looks smaller, but I mean, I think the fact that he's on a clear stand and his head is pointy makes, I mean, he's technically taller. And I believe both Mel and Jerry are taller, I mean, shorter than both of them. But yeah, I'm still missing Mega Minion Tim. I still need Mega Minion Tim to complete the Despicable Me 4 set. But yeah, that's what they look like with some of the Despicable Me 4 pop figures from Funko. Okay, and that pretty much concludes my review of the James and Goomi pop figures from Funko, based on the film Minions and Monsters. I'd recommend going to see Minions and Monsters. I mean, I don't know if it's still in theaters. I believe you can now rent it on digitally as of August 11th of this year. But I thought it was a pretty good movie. I mean, it wasn't my favorite, but I gave it a 7 out of 10. I also recommend picking these guys up if you like Funko Pop figures, or if you're a fan of Despicable Me or the Minions, like I am. I mean, still a little disappointed that we only got one Minion with this set. I would have liked it if we had the other ones, but I'm glad. I mean, I'm still glad that they picked James here. I mean, all in all, I mean, these figures aren't that terrible. I mean, I'm a little disappointed in my Goomi having a loose head. I think that's just with mine. I'm not sure if the rest are like this, but still, I mean, I can't find any complaints with this, guys. I mean, I don't see any paint splotches or nothing. I mean, this one has paint splotches on the fingers and the overalls, but that's part of the figure. You get the idea. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.